and when they do, they will not be required to wear masks.
Citizens crowded the Weber Morgan Health Department board meeting today, voicing their strong feelings on a mask mandate in school. Fox 13's John Franke is live in Ogden tonight. John.
Well, hey guys, there's a bit of a different dynamic in this health district as it deals with two counties, Weber and Morgan, with two very different demographics. And any mandate that came from here would have to be approved by county commissions in both of those counties. And while there was no mandate here today, this issue isn't quite over yet.
We have shown how to run a country by freedom. And that's why so many others have chosen to do the same thing.
Dozens of people chose to be a part of democracy and have their say at Monday's meeting of the Weber Morgan Health Board. The overflow crowd all here for one item on the agenda: masks in schools.
Children need to see faces. They need to understand when they look at their teacher and their friends what those emotions mean.
But this wasn't a one-sided discussion. While many held signs advocating against face coverings, several parents implored the board to issue a mandate.
The second thing I learned is that my son's already being bullied at school for wearing his mask. Our children have disincentive to help and love those who are next to them.
It's a simple matter of public health, and I don't think this has to be political. But if it must, I remind this board that the Constitution establishes our government for the purpose of the general welfare, which to me would include things like public health. A mask is, in my opinion, no more an infringement upon civil liberty than a prohibition against drunk driving.
The board presented currently in Weber County, 101 kids aged 5 to 12 are battling COVID. In Morgan County, that number is 6. As the board discussed their next steps, some in the hallway began to sing.
Having said that, I've listened, I've been open-minded, I've read every communication that's come through the health department. I've listened to all of your comments. I've tried to be open-minded about it. Really hard.
The board voted unanimously to direct County Health Director Brian Cohen to work with the county commissions to develop policies that work for schools in both Weber and Morgan counties. There was no vote on any mandate, meaning this issue could very likely come up again. And members of the board indicated they like what Summit County is doing by requiring masks for elementary school students when their school hits a certain threshold of COVID-19 cases, but not even that was voted on here today. Reporting live in Ogden tonight, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
John, thank you. Meanwhile, the Ogden chapter of the NAACP is disappointed by today's decision.
The group says 58% of students in the Ogden district are Latino. They are concerned starting the school year without a mask mandate will negatively impact those students and their families because statistics show the virus has disproportionately affected members of the Latinx community.
I believe in data, and I think that it's a data-driven decision, and we can come up with what's best locally for each, but we have to make sure that there aren't limitations on Director Cohen as he makes those decisions.
Castillo adds the organization would support different parameters for Weber and Morgan counties because the counties have different demographics.
Well, tomorrow is the first day of school for the Salt Lake City School District, and students will be wearing masks. However, tonight, Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall's school mask mandate is coming under fire from a powerful member of the Utah legislature. House Majority Whip Mike Schultz says the mayor's action under emergency powers laws is not what lawmakers intended.
The legislature set a pathway forward, and that's with the local health departments to work with the local elected county officials. It was never the intent of the legislature to give a mayor this type of authority.
Representative Schultz says there will be legislation to further clarify what constitutes an emergency and what powers are granted.
This is why we're doing this, yeah. And because it's the right thing to do.
A lawsuit has been filed against the state of Utah and Salt Lake County over restrictions on school mask mandates. A coalition of parents filed the suit today. They're demanding the laws be struck down. Fox 13's Ben Winslow broke the story earlier today and continues our back-to-school team coverage.
And now we're going into fall, and RSV has been here since July and in full force. And children under 12 are still ineligible for vaccines.
Ashley Vates is suing on behalf of her 7-year-old child, Ezra, who has asthma and is a hemophiliac.
Because it's the right thing to do. Because there are 28 other counties and 40 other school districts with children who have needs and who have rights.
We're simply Utah parents and community members who care about the health of our community and our kids and your kids.
A coalition of parents are suing the state of Utah and Salt Lake County over laws that block schools from implementing mask mandates. They argue the laws the Utah legislature passed this year preventing mask mandates block their at-risk children from getting an in-person education.
There's a lot of vulnerable kids out there. I'm one of thousands of families in Utah who's currently going through this, and I feel like we need to be acknowledged, we exist, and I feel like our kids deserve a safe in-person learning environment, or as safe as possibly can be.
What the legislature passed allows a local health department to issue a mandate, but a county commission or council can overturn it. So far, Grand County has allowed one. Salt Lake County's council overturned one for children under age 12 who can't be vaccinated.
The Utah Constitution provides that every Utah resident is entitled to a free and safe public education. These laws that have been enacted by our legislature since seem to fly in the face of that. And they say, well, you can still go to school, but you don't have to wear a mask. If that's not safe, then you're effectively saying you can't go to school. And these kids want to go to school. They want to get the education that they're entitled to under our Constitution.
The lawsuit seeks an emergency restraining order to block the law from being enforced, allowing schools to implement mask requirements if they want to.
None of us want money. I just want to be able to sleep at night knowing my kids are at school safe as they can.
A judge could schedule a hearing in a matter of days. No comment on the lawsuit from the governor's office, the attorney general's office, and the Salt Lake County District Attorney. At the Matheson Courthouse, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.